It was a dark and stormy night, and Jane was driving home from work. She was exhausted from a long day and just wanted to get home and crawl into bed. But as she drove down the lonely country road, she realized she was lost. The rain was coming down harder now, and the wind was howling, making it difficult to see. Suddenly, she saw a sign for a bed and breakfast up ahead. She pulled into the driveway, hoping to get some directions back to the main road. The old house was dark and foreboding, with creaking shutters and a broken porch swing. But Jane was desperate and decided to go inside. As she stepped into the foyer, she felt a chill run down her spine. The air was cold and musty, and the only light came from a single flickering candle. The silence was deafening, and she couldn't hear any signs of life. "Hello," she called out, but there was no answer. She made her way up the creaky stairs and found a room with a bed. It was musty, but it was better than sleeping in her car. But as she settled into bed, she heard strange noises outside her door. Scratching, tapping, and what sounded like whispers. She tried to ignore it, telling herself it was just the wind, but the noises grew louder and more persistent. Then, she heard footsteps coming up the stairs. Slow, deliberate footsteps, getting closer and closer to her door. She froze, too scared to move or even breathe. The door creaked open, and a figure appeared in the doorway. It was a woman, dressed in old-fashioned clothing and with a pale, ghostly face. She stared at Jane with empty eyes and reached out a hand. Jane tried to scream, but no sound came out. She was paralyzed with fear, unable to move or defend herself. The ghostly figure approached her bed, and Jane felt a cold hand on her forehead. The next morning, the owners of the bed and breakfast found Jane's lifeless body in the room. They never found out what happened, but locals say that the old house is haunted by the ghost of a woman who died there years ago. And now, her spirit claims a new victim every time there's a stormy night.